It's Boxing Insider Radio.
How dare them even challenge me, these fighters, with their primitive boxing skills? You know what I mean? They're as good as dead.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
It's about how much you can take and keep moving forward.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
Boxing Insider Radio, bringing you the very best in boxing from around the world. The next frontier of Boxing Insider is upon us, and it's an insider's perspective on the sport we all love.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of BoxingInsider.com Radio. This is episode number 10. I am Larry Goldberg, the owner of BoxingInsider.com. I am joined once again by top New York City boxing trainers Curtis Spice Jones and Henry DeLeon. And we are hoping that Jose Guzman calls in during this segment. We have a stack show this week. We have phone calls from Claressa Shields, Andre Berto, and the one and only Jose Guzman. Anthony Joshua put on a boxing master class this weekend to beat an overweight Andy Ruiz in their highly anticipated rematch. Anthony Joshua reclaimed the WBA, IBF, IBO, WBO heavyweight titles from Andy Ruiz in Saudi Arabia at the Clash on the Dunes Saturday night. Joshua won a unanimous decision by avoiding trading big blows with Ruiz the entire fight. His winning strategy was dancing around the ring and landing jabs and hooks when he found the opportunity. So, let's just start this all off. Curtis and Henry, you both picked Andy Ruiz to win. What happened?
Like I said, I was very, very disappointed in Andy Ruiz. It's not so much what Joshua did, it was what Andy Ruiz didn't do. It's like he literally didn't do anything. He followed the guy around. He had bad footwork in the fight. He couldn't cut the ring off to save his life. He didn't move his head not one time. He just ate jabs all night, and he let Joshua run, hit, and hold him when he wanted to and get out of trouble.
I definitely think that the biggest thing that Ruiz should have never let Joshua get, that was confidence. After, I think, the second, third round, Joshua gained some confidence, and let's just say that once he gained that confidence, he definitely did give Ruiz a fight for his life.
I don't think Joshua gained confidence in the fight because, to me, it looked like his demeanor throughout the whole fight was cautious. It's like, I understand the game plan is to box or whatever the case may be, but it's like, at some point, it's like you have to put your stamp on this fight. You know what I mean? It's like he just was scared of Ruiz. And it's like Ruiz is not the biggest puncher in the heavyweight division. I'm going to say this once again. And it's like he just wouldn't take no risk to close the show. It's like he just did enough just to win.
But I think, honestly, we all criticized Joshua in the first fight for fighting an inside fight. I mean, we all said that he should have used his length. He should have used his height to his advantages against Ruiz. There was no reason for him to come on the inside. This time around, he did do that. And I just feel that it wasn't necessarily a statement that he had to make in this fight, but more a reclamation to get those belts back and put himself back in the talks against big fights against Wilder and Ruiz.
Listen.
Wilder and Fury.
All he did is put a big bullseye on his back because the way he fought was just enough to win. It's like winning is everything, but it's how you win.
Now, was Andy Ruiz's weight, was that a factor?
Hell yeah, it was a factor.
It definitely was.
So if he would have come in proper shape, do you guys feel that your predictions would have been correct?
He would have stopped him if he came in proper shape. I mean, he didn't lose his hand speed, but just carrying that much weight in the course of 12 rounds, that wears on your body.
283 pounds.
So you gotta be thinking about it. He's dropping like over 1,000 pounds of pressure on his legs throughout the whole night. He's a big, strong guy.
But to be fair, too, I think one thing that I definitely appreciated from the corner that Joshua's team said during the fight was that they realized that Ruiz clearly was the guy with the faster hands. They also said that Joshua had one thing on top of him, which was he had the faster feet. Ruiz's feet didn't move as quick as his hands, so therefore they were going to slow him down by never giving him the chance to properly set to let those hands go. And I think they did that quite effectively in that fight.
Well, I don't think always is like you have to have the fastest feet because Bernard Hopkins was slow as molasses, and he outboxed people, you know what I mean, using movement and stuff like that.
But he also did cut the ring off a lot. It's one thing that Ruiz did not quite do effectively in this fight.
He didn't do it at all.
Well, guys, we're now joined by the one and only Jose Guzman. Jose, you there?
Spanish John Travolta.
What's up, guys? How are you? How you guys doing?
What's up, Puerto Rican John Travolta?
So, Jose, tell us what you thought of the Anthony Joshua Andy Ruiz fight.
Well, as soon as I heard the weights on Friday, I immediately knew Ruiz was not going to be the same fighter. I was expecting a Ruiz that was going to be in shape, a Ruiz that was going to be light, but that was not the case. And it showed in the fight. He was slow. He couldn't let go of his punches, and he was just following Anthony Joshua the whole fight. And Joshua stuck to his game plan and fought behind the jab. And it was pretty much an easy fight. It was a walk to the park for him.
I wouldn't say it was an easy fight because he fought.
It was an easy fight.
No.
It was an easy fight.
It wasn't easy because he fought very leery. I will give him his credit. He had the mental concentration to box and stay committed to just boxing for 12 rounds. I will give him that because in the first fight we would say him, he showed a lot of like heart problems. Like, you know, he quit. So, like, basically to stick to this one game plan and stick in there, even when it got a little bit of rough, like in like the 8th or 9th round where Ruiz landed some good body shots.
I'll tell you this much. If
he stayed to his game plan.
If Ruiz would have came in shape, and it showed a little bit, he could have won that fight. But, you know, he just didn't have it that night. He didn't have nothing.
Yeah, he did. He had indigestion from all the greasy tacos he was eating.
Well, in the post-fight press conference, Ruiz said that the 3 months of partying affected him. He should have trained harder. He gained too much weight.
That's what happened.
That was so. He like, you disrespected the sport. How are you gonna say after you lose a fight? Oh, I was partying too much.
That was his excuse.
You became world champion. When you become world champion, you got to train even harder to stay at the top. That's when you got to train even harder. You know, and. I mean, he said, I don't got no excuse tonight. I lost, but then you're going to say, I partied too hard.
Listen.
That's your fault. Take responsibility.
He was sending out all these Photoshop pictures of himself looking skinny.
Yeah, we all thought he lost a lot of weight.
I thought he was going to be skinny.
Yeah, everyone was shocked when the weight came on.
He was photoshopping his face
I saw the funniest,
on Henry's body.
I saw the funniest meme. I saw the funniest meme today. It was a picture of Canelo talking to Ruiz in the back in the locker room, and it says, Ruiz, I told you steak, not cake. That shit was hilarious.
Oh, man.
But there won't be a third fight.
No.
Not in the next.
Listen,
no time soon, and he's not gonna. And Joshua's not gonna unify the titles.
Well, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
Far away from Wilder.
We're gonna get to that in a minute.
Far away from Wilder.
But now let me ask you, Jose, because leading up into this fight, I had to ask you guys if Joshua was to win this fight, what was it that he had to do in this fight to win? Do you guys think that he did exactly what he had to do to win the fight, or do you agree with Curtis in the sense that he fought cautiously and scared?
He fought cautiously. He definitely fought cautiously, but that's what he needed to do. And then he basically fought a guy that was just not there. But at the end of the day, listen, I don't take anything away from Joshua. He came out to win it. But he was basically fighting himself that day. He was fighting by himself.
Now, Joshua joins boxing greats Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, and Lennox Lewis in winning back the world heavyweight title in an immediate direct rematch.
I mean, listen, can we just like take all the all-time greats and stop comparing them, Anthony Joshua?
But this is what we do in boxing. We compare.
No, but you can't. It's like you're talking about apples and oranges. I mean, he's no Muhammad Ali. He's no Joe Frazier. He's no George Foreman. Like these guys,
he still has to win me. He still has to win me over.
Listen,
he still has to win me over again.
Like when I first saw him fight, I was like, oh, this kid is the baddest man on the planet. Like he's gonna kill everybody. But then when he quit, he quit, and then he shows and then he comes back in a big fight, and he doesn't take doubt out of people's mind that he won't quit again.
Like he didn't wow me. with that win.
Listen,
he won. But
I would have to disagree with you guys. I would have to say that in this fight, he definitely displayed tactic. He definitely displayed strategy, and I think that he disciplined himself enough not to fall into Ruiz's game of exchanging punches, you know, and I think that goes a long way. Now, is that going to work with the other heavyweights in that division? I don't think so, but it worked effectively, and that was exactly what he had to do against Ruiz to pull out the victory, and I think he displayed that perfectly.
I think an in-shape Ruiz would have done the same thing again, but the guy was not disciplined.
He's not disciplined. But he
you know, at the end of the day, he's not going to beat any other heavyweight. Even he's going to stay far away from those good heavyweights. Like, come on, they're already talking about mandatory.
Well, we're going to get to that. So, Jose, we have dual realities right now in the heavyweight division with both champions sniping back and forth. The WBO has already mandated that Usyk fight Joshua in the next 6 months, and the WBA will be next mandating a match with Pulev. Deontay Wilder will be defending his WBC title against Tyson Fury, and there could be a third fight there. So, in reality, these guys these belts are going to be separate for the next year or two.
For the next 2 years, they won't fight each other.
Listen, let me tell you something. And it's sad. And it's sad because it's like poor Deontay Wilder is fighting everybody. He's fighting the bear, the lion. He's walking through the
King
jungle.
Kong.
He's walking through the jungle and fighting the hyena. He's fighting everybody. And
that's definitely something he doesn't get credit for. Because if anything, I say he takes a lot more risks than all the other guys in that division.
When I found out he was fighting King Kong, I was like, is he crazy? Like,
that's a dangerous fight he didn't need, and he
took it.
And he's going straight into the Tyson Fury fight, another one that in the past has shown as a threat to him.
How he said it? To this day, he don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Like, to this day.
Hey, but I do say, listen, Larry, you basically picked Joshua, so you beat us.
Well, by default, you picked him for me. Deontay Wilder said that Joshua did what he had to do to get the win. He ran around the ring like he was on his bike all day. Basically, he had Vladimir Klitschko in his camp telling him to be a lot like him, and that was a jab and grab hold method. And that's what he did tonight, according to Deontay Wilder.
John Ruiz 2.0.
John Ruiz
2.0. Hit and hold.
Now, let me ask you guys, do you guys think that the ref played a crucial part in that? Do you feel like he allowed too many holds and didn't necessarily warn him?
Man, listen, it's a fight.
I think it was fair. It was fair.
It's a fight, man. Fight.
Like, it's a fight, yeah. He had to do what he had to do.
He had to do what he had to do, yes. But at the end of the day, the referee should have warned Anthony Joshua for holding. Like
I didn't.
It's at one point in time in the fight, he literally opened his arms, ducked his head, and ran forward and grabbed him. I know I'm not tweaking. I saw that in like the 10th round. Like I know.
Listen, at the end of the day, you don't gotta love him. He got the victory.
He got the victory. $85 million.
Do you guys think a third fight will happen?
No.
Possible.
Not no time soon.
Like those mandatories would happen first.
Like Andre Berto said, they're gonna use Andy Ruiz as a measuring stick because of the win over Anthony Joshua, and Wilder's gonna decapitate him. Decapitate. Can you say that with me, Jose? Say it with me. Decapitate.
Decapitate.
He got in trouble for saying that. Anyway, Eddie Hearn responded to Deontay Wilder by saying that in the grand scheme of things, Deontay just boxed in America and sold 7,000 effing tickets.
Can I say something real quick?
You can say anything you want.
You see how this guy was celebrating when Joshua won? He looked like the only groupie.
Because he's getting paid millions upon millions of dollars.
Oh, my God. This guy saved his, oh, my.
Have you ever seen anyone's face when they want a slot machine? I mean, that was that times 1,000.
Listen, this guy was ready to get on his knees.
Jose, this is what people, and this is what I want to tell the people out there that's going to hear this podcast. The difference is between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. In London, there's cricket and soccer and boxing. In America, there's baseball, basketball, hockey, tennis. There's a whole variety of sports